Messages from the Rainbow Bridge. What I've heard of the Rainbow Bridge in the way of animals. However, in Norse mythology, I feel, but I know what you mean. Um, it's tough. To be honest, I don't like doing it mainly because animals think, they don't speak. So what I will feel is typical of what an animal will feel. You know what I mean? It's I can give you this for now, if you like. Your animals, your animals. Um, there is nothing, nowhere they would rather be. Right? So, in death, they usually remain with you for some time for that very reason. Where else would they be? Dogs, especially. Dog's idea is heaven is by your side wherever you are. Doesn't matter, wherever you are. So, therefore, where do you think they're going to go? Back by your side. That's all they want. Until eventually they get taken away. But a good percentage of people, when they pass over, their animal is the first thing they see. Why? Because there is an unspoken form of trust between an owner and their pet. That wherever your pet is, you know it's going to be good and you'll want to go there. So the spirit naturally follows. Whereas if it was granddad, like, hi granddad, it's a bit like that, but in the IT ground. He's like, was that Hitler? And he's like, no, no, we're having a party. Not that that would happen, obviously, but
Hello. Hey, YouTube.
oh, thank you, Tito. It is not all another sip of that tannin. Oh, oh, I got a shooting pain in my leg. Hello, Alison. Hello, Priscilla. We're on YouTube as well. So there's the bits, the two things, right? So if you order a reading, um, you can rewatch it on YouTube in case you miss it as well. But don't just take that for bait and bugger off without knowing. So, oh, thank you, Dave, as well. Readings are still very much open. I just got here, and oh, I say that there's now 3 people in queue. So, yeah, but we've only just started. I didn't even make an announcement yet. You all just jumped straight in with it. Heaven forbid one day I go live just for a chit chat and people just start tiffing. I'm like, no, wait, stop. Right. The voice though.
Yeah, voice though.
That voice, that voice, that.
Nothing else.
Nothing. I've got nice eyes. Look out for something. Marry me. You can't sleep. It was very nice until my wife persuaded me to cut it off. Actually, to be honest, it's a blessing. A long beard is nice to look at, but it's hell to keep. Well, that's what I mean. It's hell to keep. You've got to keep it clean. When I used to live in a tent, you'd find spiders living in it in the morning because of the heat. You shake your beard, and it'd all fall out on the floor and scurry off. That's not terrifying. They're only trying to keep warm.
Yeah, Allison, what you can do is just ask for a general read.
It's called upcycling.
Like you can do love reading or really up to you.
Much levels,
just no medium
and soothing. Oh, thank you very much. I send my little ones off to sleep well enough. They like it. They like me to read The Hobbit, especially. That's what my 4-year-old, she loves. Dad, read The Hobbit. Read The Hobbit. Do Gandalf again. What do you mean by good morning? Yeah, do that.
Got you, Priscilla.
So, shall we begin?
Yeah, Yeah, we can do a general love.
Do I
lead.
have any? Sorry.
Sorry, I was just gonna tell Allison we can do a general.
Yeah, that would work. Do you have any dating advice? I really like someone. I'm not the type to get all blushed and weird. Then don't. If you don't ask, you will not. If you do ask, you might. The odds are in your favour if you do ask. Also, I don't know how old you are, but I can tell you this. The older you get, the less you care about making a fool of yourself. Honestly. And however, people don't realise that. They just think, wow, look how confident you've got. It's like, no, I'm just too old to care at this point. It's wonderful. And if you can crack that early, you're on to a winner.
I sure wish you could rid of it.
All right then. It is freeing, isn't it? It's wonderful. Until they, find you in the baking aisle and say, "Sir, can you please put your clothes back?" Then you know you've gone too far. Right. That never happened, although you can imagine. Right. First person up here is Sabrina. All capitals. What in tarnation? That's a word I haven't heard in a while. Is happening. General bone reading. Hello there. General. Who's sniffing? No one. Wait, to smell. Always sniffle. All right. Come over here and we'll have a look. Oh, hang on a moment. Move it down a bit so you can see. That's better, isn't it? Right. Nice. Right. Here is the self. Here is pain. It is an intrusive form of pain. It kind of comes out of nowhere, but it's something that escalates. It's like a thorn that becomes septic, then the thumb becomes septic, and the hand becomes septic. It's the one thing that started. It's almost still there. There is change. Change is trying. Here is the thing. What incarnations is happening? Do you know what chaos is? Chaos is the agent of the universe. Do you know why? Because, as I say, and I keep telling people, everything has to move all the time. It's the one law that life must abide by. From planets to galaxies to atoms and hedgehogs, everything has to move. Everything has to continuously move, change, go about, clash, collide, whatever. And when we decide, no, thank you, I've had enough change for a while, I'm going to put it right here, then chaos, the agent of the universe, comes along, kicks you in the shit. This is what's happening. Here, change, transition, strength through an endeavor. But why and what and how? Happiness. Happiness itself is compromised. Why? Because you allow it to be. You place happiness on the things that are changing, and yet it is not happiness that is changing, only the things that you place its worth upon. Change that worth is what you are being asked to do, harder than you think. Mm. There is conflict, there is strength here, in a clarity, a truth, sticking to your guns. It's almost as though other things, other people around you are asking you, well, just compromise a little bit, compromise a bit. This here, other people in the form of money as well. There is insight into it. It's all changing for you. And it's hard because it's like trying to build a raft while it's on the sea. It's all falling apart. You're trying to hold things back together. There is victory and there is triumph, I suppose, in love. Healing will come later. Healing is not for now. Now it's holding on. Yes, but it means you well. It does. There are things that you are too afraid to change. And so the universe is doing you a favor by changing it for you. It will be better. Here, control is a past tense. Free yourself of it. Allow the current to take you where you need to be. Follow your feet, in other words. I hope that helps. Oh, there's new. So, the music. Oh, there it is. I exactly the same. I go to a different grocery store with the same name, and I get very flustered. There's that one down south we went to, and you had to walk through all the fruit and then the wine section in order to get to the tin goods. Why? Doesn't make any sense. No sense at all. There we go. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Yeah. Lay there. Well done. Very well behaved. Right. Anyways. Oh, hello. So where are we here? Sydney. Can I get a love reading, please? Cards. What's the matter? Cards. All right. Yes. Yes. I believe you meant the exclamation mark, but you couldn't find it. I don't know what one of those are, but it's very sort. Right. Now,
Sydney!
Sydney, the Queen of Cups. Ooh. Are you on here or there? You're on here, aren't you? The Queen of Cups. Okay. High emotion. The Queen of Wands acting on it as well. It's what you're being asked to do. You're being asked to follow this and act almost on impulse. Why? Well, the Page of Swords gives a good clue and good indication. Something is what you've asked for, what you wanted. And it's the age old story that someone wishes for something, they get almost exactly what they wish for, and then realize, oh shit, I'm not sure if I'm ready for it. Well, it's too late for that. Take it. When the world or the universe gives you something, don't let it pass you by. The Page of Wands is very much that expectancy, that sense of grab it now, do it. The Ten of Wheels is why there is a possibility in some manner of happiness. However, it requires courage on your part. It requires forms of confrontation, getting things sorted out. But there is this sense of security from it, of realization of a deeper or more depth between you and another than is there already. Um, but it requires you to actually act what you feel, act on what you feel instead of wondering. You wonder and you worry, and then it's too late. You know, like an escalator. You know what I mean? When I was little, I couldn't stand escalators. It freaked me out. I didn't see one till I was 10. I didn't live in the city. And then I saw one, and at 10 years old, there I am walking backwards on the escalator because I didn't know how to jump off of the damn thing. I'm going to be on that escalator forever, aren't I? Constantly hesitating. Just jump. I'm stupid. I hope that helps. Real mama madness.
Aw, you're so nice, Sasha.
Oh, what? I don't understand what you mean by that. But yes, of course it's scary. It's good. Trust me. Right. Real mama madness. General, your choice was trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. Have you thought of basketball? Oh, that takes us back. That takes us back. It was like 2.5 years ago. I happen to say that. I follow someone on TikTok called Foraged Fibers, and they basically make natural fibers out of anything that they find, and they make tiny little like pouches, like little pockets that you can wear around your neck. Oh my goodness, they're great. Yeah, but they're always sold out. And I was thinking, when we go to England, I may just order one then, or take a class. Take a class. I don't know. Anyways, you say if. That's the attitude. Right. I'm going to use these ones. No patience for basket weaving. Have you considered drinking and basket weaving? You'll see that you have a lot of patience, and it's really fun in the morning. You wake up, you don't know what you're going to find. it's it's Art Nouveau. Right. The Six of Wheels. This is to do very much, very strongly. This is to do with the sight. And I mean that almost in like the kind of in the way the Celtic tradition side. This side. It is very good. Do not do that then, obviously. Yeah, don't do that. The Six of Wheels. It feels like a maternal gift, okay, which is being given. The Page of Wheels is reversed. You are thinking firstly on what you're supposed to do with your life in a way that looks at the monetary. That's what everyone does. Okay. But here's the problem. If you look at the monetary, what am I supposed to do with my life? In other words, how am I supposed to do things, earn a living, do things, earn money, do these things, have a purpose, if you like? Then what happens is you get a job because you're looking for a job. There it is, there. I've got it. Every week, every month, every 2 weeks. Thank you. Thank you. And it's a job. Ask yourself, what are you supposed to be doing with your life? Then what do you want to do? Don't worry about money. Don't worry if it's profitable. Forget all that shit. You can make anything profitable if you have a passion. Anything. So what is it that you want to do? What is it that you have a passion for? Here it talks about your gift, your psychic ability. The Seven of Swords is you hiding yourself away. The light comes along. "Ooh, I hide it." No. Tower is avoided. Tower is avoided. It is reversed. Right now, it is just to be a mama, perhaps. But there is so much more than just a mama. Being a mother is so much more than what people think of as just a mother, isn't it? Because you are a teacher, you are a healer, you are a friend, you are a guardian. All of those things can be extrapolated upon, built upon, focused on, can be applied to anything else in life. It is a badge that you carry. So work from that. Nothing wrong with being a hideaway. It's how you get to know who you are and then eventually what you want. I hope that helped.
Do you wear wigs?
Do you wear wigs? No.
No.
Oh, I
You
loves
wigs?
that. Will you wear wigs? Beautiful man, beautiful man. Tell me, will you wear wigs? You're
Yeah,
most welcome.
I got your tip, acid witch.
Priscilla, this Aries man has come back and was pursuing me before I left LA. Now, due to the creative job, which I mentioned before in the last reading, has me going back. He's putting in more effort to be overly friendly, but I'm worried he only wants to be friends after last time he backed down. I just want to know his intentions. These ones.
Carbonite. out.
Stand down. It's a trap. Oh, pigeon bath. Do it. Do it.
Pigeon bath?
Yes.
Same deck as last time. When would you go?
You remember that? I don't remember.
Same deck as
People say
last
to me,
time.
people say, like, you gave me a reading 2 years ago. I don't know if you remember, like, 100,000 readings since then. I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't remember. I don't even remember what I had for lunch. It said, say no.
Don't you say no, it just says
Oh,
no.
nice. Not today. You don't need inspiration.
You don't get any advice.
You're not worth it. Go back to bed. No. You know what they should do? You wake up in the morning, you shuffle, the card says no, go back to bed. Today never happened. If that was only the way. That's how British people are when it snows. There's the tiniest film of snow on the ground. They just open the window and go, nope. Back to bed. Nothing's happening today. You'd enjoy that. Right. I only remember the baskets I weave. Each one tells. Now, okay. The Emperors and the Page of Cups reversed. These two are, there is friction between them. Okay. The Empress is you. It's very much taking a stance. That's you. That's the authoritative stance that you have the boundaries that are set. The Page of Cups reversed is them. However, because it's reversed, the Page of Cups, if you look at it, lovely fish in a cup, fish in a cup, fish in a cup. And the fish in a cup is not only convenient for anyone who wishes to travel with their fish, what it symbolizes is there is in the way of emotion. However, the fish does not belong in the cup, does it? It is borrowed, it is constricted. Um, it may keep it alive, but its quality of life is poor. So, in other words, there is this sense of someone trying to emotionally blackmail, coerce you in some way, wheedle their way in. It's reversed because there is none of this right now. There is this sense of powerlessness about them. They are defeated. The Nine of Cups and the Page of Swords reversed. Um, honestly, it feels like someone has learnt their lesson about respecting boundaries and are waiting for you rather than them being more presumptuous. They're kind of like, okay, I understand. I'm not taking lead here. There is much more of a friendship basis now because they are worried almost. It's like they don't want to push, they don't want to ruin anything. But there is a sense of someone here just enjoys your company in that sense. And so, therefore, they are still hopeful, annoyingly hopeful, some would say, and persistent to the point where they may be considered a nuisance. And I don't think that's going to change, in all honesty. So, you may want to just be wary of that. I hope that helps.
Hey, Dad, how can they get a reading if they want a reading?
If you would like a reading, ask me nicely. And then, if you would like a reading, you can tip a minimum of $11.11 via Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. All can be found in the link tree in my bio. Please remember to leave your username so we know it's you or it's your reading, and a question if you have one. If you do not have a question, the word general will suffice and we'll take it from there. Thank you very much. Is that all right?
Yeah, that
Good.
would be beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Chugging along, chugging along. Doing good.
Rosie engine, Rosie engine, long on the old tugboat. That was a show I watched as a child. About two ragdoll puppies that came to life. Yeah, it was terrifying. It's like, and there was a wooden duck, and he'd just move his head. We lived on top of the canal boat. Yeah.
Sydney, we're usually live Monday afternoon, Wednesday evening, and Friday evening. But
Too much
we're
fun.
trying to go live on Instagram on Sunday afternoon too.
We're trying to branch out.
It just really depends. And also, we have kids, so we might not go live.
Of varying ages and sizes.
And they're always sick. Or doing something.
or I'm sick, or she's sick, or well, no, he's fine.
Havoc is
Actually.
always out.
Something happened because that's good, Morgan. I don't know. Yeah, we can't make promises, but we try to be around. You know, we try to be there. All of a sudden, we'll pop up, and you're like, "Oh, I was just thinking about you." And we're like, "Yes, we know."
Allison, I'm
Not
gonna
really.
guess that you were Allie 4444 on Snapchat. Did you have a question?
Remarkably perceptive woman.
All right, we got Lotus House,
Big
Resident
brain.
Honey,
Yep.
Rox COG, and then Jen.
All right
The
then.
next four.
Lotus House general reading. Thank you. Right. It was my aunt's favourite flower was the lotus. You know that.
Oh my gosh, hey Bear Machine.
Hello. Yeah, it was also her symbol. You see how I have the stag? That was my symbol with the serpent. Hers was a white lotus that was open like this on top of water. That was actually her symbol that she used. We all have our own things like that. We choose them or they're given to us. Cards. I'm having a tough time with the cards. Let's try these. But yeah, it's really funny because if you look, I'll tell you this quickly. If you look at Sills while I'm shuffling, Sills' website from a long time ago, there's a rather pixelated image of a lotus. Okay. However, it's the thing. She went away from her computer, and when she came back to her computer, it was on her computer, there on the screen, in format. And she didn't do anything. She didn't know where it came from. Yeah. And she said from that moment on, she knew that it would have to be that lotus. And I always said to her, "Can you get a better image of a lotus now? So this one looks like it's done on Windows 94." And she's like, "No, that's the one I was given, and that's the one I'm still using." Bless her. Anyways, let's have a look. General read, Lotus House. All are upside down, so therefore I'm holding the cards upside down. It happens. Mundane before magic. Now, the Five of Pentacles, okay, it is not so much you, but who you are for others. You are the healer, the comforter in this scenario. And yet there are wounds of your own, there are hardships of your own, but people are not strong enough. You carry them, right? The world follows. There's a lot of change in many ways, but it's good change. Okay. You placed an order with us, not with us. Sorry, you placed an order with the universe, and the world is that. All right, it is everything that is now. Death that follows. Now, death is the transition, the merciless scythe, if you like. However, it is that which reforms, that which takes shape, that which regrows. There is no death. There is only recycling in this sense. There is transition from one state to another. And that is what's coming. There has been hardship. The world opens up to you in the world card, and then death is the transition. What comes from it is really very nice because here there is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is the seven. No, it's the Seven of Cups, which is even better actually. The Seven of Cups is desire. It wants. If you look at each one of these things, they each have a very different story to tell of a want, a desire, a longing. These things are now accessible to you in a way that they weren't before. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. No one said it was ever going to be easy, did they? But sometimes there's things that seem so far away, and you're like, there are so many things I would have to get through and jump through before I can even get my hands close to that. And then sometimes when we kind of keep our head down and stuff happens, we look up and those things are a lot closer all of a sudden. That's the feeling here. There is change. Okay, there is development. Including again upside down. What's wrong with me? Okay, the Three of Swords. No one likes the Three of Swords, but it's there and we have to live with it. I tried taking it out the pack, it just comes back. The Emperors and the Ace of Rods. All right. The Three of Swords, okay, is the form of heartache. There is that in the way that comes from the Death card, which is the mourning of old. Okay, it's not death in that way because death does not exist in a spiritual format. Okay, it's just transition. So, in the same way that the Three of Swords is a mourning, a pain that is felt because of a transition, something that changes. The Empress is that of you, new strength. But instead of distributing it for others, it comes back to you. There is more for you now. The Ace of Rods is something very nice. It feels like in the way of employment, but creating new things, new like, oh, there isn't a me, there isn't a fit for me here, so I'm going to make a fit. That's what it feels like. I'm gonna carve out a little bit of for me, and that's what it's. I'm going to fill that niche. Um, it's like the first person to become a specialist in something only they have studied. You know what I mean? It's very much on the forefront, but it gives you the opportunity to make it what you want. That's what it feels like to me. I hope that helps. Oh, it's getting warm in here now, isn't it? No, because then Moo comes in and freaks everyone out with her eyes. There we go. Hello, girl, Ryan. Right.
Hello. I have something I have to make you, but I haven't had time to make it for you yet.
Who?
The girl Ryan.
Oh, yes.
Remember?
I thought you meant me then. I was
I
like,
got
really?
some bones in.
Oh, you're me. Thank you very much. Where are we now?
That ain't it.
That ain't it, honey. General Bones, please. Feeling lost. You're not alone. However, you're not lost, as I say. You can't be lost because you're right there. You're exactly where you are. So you can't be lost wherever you are. Don't worry about that. We'll go with these French cards. I like them.
This is a basket. Two baskets. Really? It's a snake.
Oh, is it?
Mhm.
It's that. Oh, why'd you give it away? No, I mean, why did you give away the surprise?
Oh. Well, what if they're like, I don't want one girl, and like, I don't want one.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's not. It's not. You're not going to get a snake in the mail. You know, it's like. Although I'm sure you'd probably love that. No, it's a vertebra. It's a skeleton of a snake that will be beautifully arranged. Snake in a basket, weaved by myself with the aid of that said snake.
I do. Yes, thanks.
Cobras are good for that because they post easy. Now, that ain't it, honey.
I had to make it a good one. I haven't done a snake yet, so
I'll help you with it. Don't worry. Right. The Three of Batons, the Six of Coins, Temperate, the Chariot, the Emperor, and the Knight of Batons, or Knit of Batons. The Three of Batons here, there is a sense of industriousness, almost as though soon enough things are going to start being like hit the ground, go, go, go. The spring energy is going to be crazy for you. Okay. I really do mean that. Spring, you know, when we have that sense of spring and everything just peps up a bit. For you, it's like go, go, go. Okay. And it's going to feel overwhelming because other people are going to be on that energy. They're going to feel that energy as well. Um, it's tough to say, but the Six of Coins, finding that in the way of balance, trying to make up something that is a bit of a loss here or recoup loss in some way because of something that you financially had to expend on. It feels like this would be a good time to put that into play for you. You know, don't dilly dally. Funnily enough, I had a reading for you last time. I do remember because it was the same feeling of that saying that my grandfather used to say, and it said it right at the back of my head. It said, "Look after the pennies and the pounds look after themselves." He used to say, and I used to be like, "Fuck you on that." But later in life, I realised that what he was trying to say, and it's the same feeling in that sense. Of, now is the time. Gather the nuts while you may. Sort of thing. If that makes sense. Temperance and Chariot. Yeah. It's going to be easier to say no. Basically, it's going to get easier to be more authoritative around people, particularly people who get on your nerves. It's you're getting to this point where you've got this wonderful balance of like not actually insulting them, but also telling them to shut the fuck up. But getting it just right. You know, it's like a perfect sandwich. It's all about the ratio of what you're putting it. The Emperor is here, and this feels like in a professional capacity because the Knight of Battles is next to it, the Knight of Wands. It feels like work related. It feels like there is a good opportunity. And that forceful kind of pep attitude that's coming, it's kind of like a resurgence, is really going to help you out there in that situation. I hope that helps.
Is your microphone muted or
no? No, it is not. Why? Can people not hear me? Muffled. I can take off the muffler. Well, it is a muffler. Yeah, I can take it off. Look, I can take off the muffler. I like to put it on mute and then pretend he's a tiny little Queen's guy. Hello, soldier. 9 o'clock, and all's well. There we go. Anyways, it's enough of that. You're most welcome. Right. Where are we now? Rock's the OG.
I think they're on YouTube.
YouTube?
Not 100%.
When I was facing the mic, I can put it a bit closer if you like that. There you go. When I'm facing it. So I'll just have to, probably because I'm not, you'd think it would be a bit better than that considering it's a decent microphone, but there you go. Although, I'll tell you this for now. Is that better? I'll turn the gain up.
Testing.
I don't know if that's down or up now. I think that's up. Is that better? Let me know if that's better. Is that much better? It's much better. Okay, good. How many tarot decks do you own? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23? There's probably a couple more rooted somewhere as well that I don't use as often. Yeah. Oh no, 24. There's one there, and there's another one. It's about 25. About 25 tarot decks. All tax deductible. No, just don't record that. Now, okay. Fox the OJ. Let's have a look. We're going to use these ones again. General read. Strength. The King of Coins. I'm not doing reversals here because honestly, it feels very much the same as last reading for you. It feels like there is a turning and then like coming up feeling. And anything that needs to be said will be said in the back of my head. That's where they talk, kind of images get put. Now, strength, the King of Coins, the Three of Cups, Judgment, the Moon, and the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands was reversed. That wouldn't be the case. There we go. Okay, strength. There is another person here. It is your strength that is needed. It has been needed recently. I do not know if it's through illness or hard times. It feels all on matters of the heart, not biologically the heart. I mean matters of the heart and feelings, emotions. Someone is where am I? Am I on YouTube? Okay. I'll show you guys anyways, but the strength there. That's what it feels like. Is there someone leaning on you in some way? The King of Coins is someone. It feels like it's more than friendship in some manner. There is a person here. The King of Coins, it does feel like it's male, but it just feels like it's male. It's masculine. But the King of Coins, it feels like honestly, financially they may be struggling, or to them at least they're struggling. They've fallen from grace. There feels like there's pride involved there, and that's the hardest thing for them to get around. The Three of Cups and Judgment. The Three of Cups It's forms of celebration. This says to me that there are things turning around. As I said, things are on the up in this way, in the Three of Cups. Celebration, friendship, unity, those things. Okay. Judgment and the moon. They're working well together. I like them together actually. They're this way. Judgment and the moon. Judgment is often in that sense of cover up her nicky bits. There you go. Yeah. Now, yeah, judgment is very much in the way of balance, but how we gauge things in the way of choice. Okay. The moon for you is secrecy, right? It doesn't mean big secrets. It often means things that we don't fully see or we wish not to reveal, even to ourselves, a subconscious level, right? Regarding that and judgment as well, it feels almost as though you're not ready to say something or tell someone something. The Two of Battens, uh, there is hardship through unity, adversity, two people working together, but coming together almost to create friction can create that. It's almost as though there is an argument and that form of a truth or something is to be revealed. But it's also that which sets people free. The Eight of Swords is very formulative. There's a lot of energy going on there. I hope that helps. Good evening. I am still doing phone readings and card readings and other such readings and readings. Oh, thank you very much. This is a rather hot pot. I put the milk in the teapot this time, which is blasphemy when it comes to tea etiquette, but honestly, I don't care. It's easier. Um, no, I won't. But there's a reason for that because they're unique and personal to me. You can go and buy bone reading pieces, but the problem is that they don't mean anything. The only way, thank you very much. The only way really that bone pieces work is through a long time of accumulating these things that seem to almost fall out to you that have specific meaning to where you were when you found them, what they mean to shocked British stars. Oh, I hope you rinse that pot out. Yes, and they do, all of them. Um, Sometimes it changes, and how they correspond with each other. Honestly, I don't know. I can't explain it. People ask me to. I can't explain it. They talk to me about each other and point to each other, and they don't obviously, but they do. If you know what I mean. Um, Jenny Wonders, General Life Bones. Oh, yeah, you're about to see it anyway. Thank you very much. I was born with it. Now, let's have a look here. You're going to see this. Jenny Wonders. Hello. Hi. Hi. Let me put these cards up here. That's weird. All right. My goodness. Okay. At your back here, there is love, but it is of the mind still. There is strength close to you. You hold on to it. It is a stone almost of that which this stuff here. It's almost like it's trying to lever you. It's trying to change things, and you were adverse to that change because it comes. Um, it comes at the wrong time. It's like not now, not right now, and it's never going to be the right time. There is pain. The pain has been carried. It runs beneath fear, but the past is what the fear runs beneath that. They jeopardize an opportunity. Forms of self sabotage naturally come about from this and frustration. A friendship is connected to it, affected by it. There is leverage and control and happiness. Taking some control, but not the full thing. those small things that you do have control over are the relief. This opportunity brings anxiety. You see, that is the conscious decision. We do sabotage ourselves, but we don't know why, but we do. Because change makes us anxious, fear makes us anxious, and so therefore we pull into our little bag of trauma and fear that we have, and we find the first thing that feels big and clunky, and we throw it in the cogs and be like, oh no, look what happened. This is why. There is security around the peripheral that runs back on it. But there is also this fear of it, this fear of going onwards, this fear of unknown things that come next, and yet the longing for it at the same time. It is a tug, a tension almost that it has become. Family are on the peripheral here, others. I say family, it's far enough, it could be other people in the world, way of a close group of people. There is sacrifice and there is spirit there. It feels like you are being pulled back, you are being pulled forwards to go through something, to redo something. Here, there is health and there is courage. It's asking you to take control over those things that feel too big, but they aren't. They aren't too big. You just don't want to go through them. There is change. There is the mind. It's where you are. You take yourself off. It's easier to do that, but it won't be that way forever. Won't be that way forever. It's there's this feeling of keep going backwards, almost as though if I'd have actually done what I said I was going to do, I wanted to do 6 months ago. I wonder where I'd be now. And then you look at it; it's a bit like laundry, and you know that if you don't do the laundry, you're only going to be adding to it tomorrow. You know, there's that feeling of like, come on, let's do this, and at the same time, oh, I don't want to. And it's created a wall almost. You are chipping through it, but in the way of love, unity, and friendship, there is so much more support there, but you don't ask for it enough. Ask for it more. I hope that helps. I like Amanda. Oh, that's sweet. I like her too.
She's real nice and sweet.
I liked her so much. I married her.
Why hilarious that?
Oh, thank you, Jenny. Much more. She's really neat and fancy. She's a fancy lady.
Yep, I got you, Jay Wubsy.
She uses a bouillabaisse spoon. Now, Sarah May, question mark. Do you have a question, Sarah May?
Hey, Bex.
Hello, babe. Oh, that's nice.
Dick shows a TikTok about that. Hummus and craft if you go back a little bit.
I do. You'd have to go back a little bit, but yeah, it's basically the four cardinal directions. It's the compass, and then you have the points in between each one. Just a general. The list is open, isn't it, my dear?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Can you just scroll down a bit so I can see? Okay. All right. Let's crack on, shall we?
General.
Sarah May, general. I'm going to do cards for you, and I am going to use these cards for you. It's kind of like vanilla, right? Like good vanilla, not as in like I meant like vanilla, as in like the smell of vanilla. Fertility readings. Oh, yes, I know. Okay, I'm not going to be able to give you the specifics. I can give you if there is something relevant to you now that may help. I may even help give you advice on how to best conceive using folk crafts. However, yeah, I understand why some people don't want that, want to do that. But yeah, I'm a bit old school, so I don't mind. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for one old folk practitioner telling my mother that you need to go to the hospital because there's something wrong with your children. She went, "You mean child?" She went, "No, children. There's two of them." She went there. And it was me and my brother. My brother was getting bad, and then he died. And they pulled me out 2.5 months late early. I was that big. All right, Sarah May, the devil, the magician, the Eight of Cups, and the lovers. Blimey. This almost is speaking not about you, but someone else, but it's almost giving you comfort. It's almost like it's giving you reassurance about someone who you feel quite strongly for. Now, I don't know entirely if this is in the way of romance. It feels more like just unconditional forms of love. So either you're married to that person in that way, or you really, really love that person, or it's a relative in some way. However, this is what I've got. The devil is where they are. Okay. However, the devil is a kind of going through bad times, having a bit of a shitty stick. Okay. But the magician means that they have everything capable of pulling themselves out of it, yet they lack confidence in themselves. They lack the ability. They truly are held down and bogged down by this idea of themselves that is not true. It's simply not true. And yet they have such a small, low opinion of themselves that it's like, who gave you that? It doesn't even make sense how they managed to feel that way about themselves. Now, the Eight of Cups and the Lovers. Here, you and them in this way, there is a strength, a unity in this form. The Eight of Cups that comes before it is them almost in retrospect. They have to find this. It's almost telling you right now that don't help them. Okay, because if you help them, then in retrospect they'll look and they'll be like, they helped me out of that. That was a close one. Whereas if you don't help them and they get themselves out of it, they'll look back in retrospect and think, I did that. I managed it. And then just this tiny, tiny, weeny little seed of a thought that will be planted in there will say, maybe I'm not as useless as I tell myself. And that's all it needs to be. But it's there. And it's a start. That is why the lovers are there. It's not you, it's them. How they feel about themselves. I feel that you understand this definitely, and you feel some of this. But it's almost on a way of empathy for you with another person, and you are being asked to just allow them to lift themselves out of it, and it is frustrating. Yes, the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is the ladder. It is an obstacle, but yet one that can be traversed and overcome. Healing comes after that in the nine. I hope that helps. I may have to take off the hat and blind you all. Getting rather warm. All right, Alison Weber, bones. Bones it is. You're most welcome, Sarah. Move you down here so you can see. Alison Weber. It's a good name, that. That's an author's name. I like it. Now, nice place for it. The self over to the east, but not too close to it that we are raring to change things. We are being careful about how we proceed, understanding that gentle transitions in life are coming and therefore we should preempt them. There is fear, however. This fear comes onto the east road. There is a security that it touches. There is confrontation on the other side. Forms of finance may be a worry here. It feels almost as though the worry of something to be threatened, something in the way of a livelihood or a dependency. However, it is a fear and not an actuation. Okay, just remember this. Here, there is change. This is what is resisted, but only slightly. This happiness. Ah, the mind. Yes. You doubt whether or not something ahead is good for you. You doubt whether or not that which is a leap would be successful for you. I will tell you here, there is anxiety. There is a greater love to be found of things and for yourself also. There are others here, and there is a passion that borders upon frustration. Only surely a family could create such a thing. This is pain, but it is in a decision that must be made. There is truth and courage. They meet each other. Hmm. Something is healed, something is buried and rectified between you and another. It cannot be yet, but it comes at the end of that particular route. Here, this control, the past, and this form of strength that runs against it. In the South Road is all such things that you grapple with, keeping ahead on top of things, keeping things ordered and in their place for fear of getting overwhelmed by them. And yet it is their nature. East to west you go, sunset, sunrise. Nice it is, nice. But there is still opportunity here. Confront the fears. All such things are unknown. The wonderful thing about change is once you accept change, you can then change on that change. Oh, I don't like this kind of change. It doesn't feel right. Then I'll swallow my pride and change again for loads of time. I hope that helps. Mm.
How are you on tea?
I'm all right on tea. How are you on tea? Oh, well, come here, give us your cup and I'll fill it up for you. Duck.
Thank you.
All right then.
I'm
Up
actually
yours.
gonna get another tea.
Oh,
I'm not gonna get your Yorkshire tea.
what's wrong with Yorkshire
I'm gonna get
tea?
green tea.
Ah,
No more caffeine, or I won't sleep.
are you adding more to your readings? I believe so. Tea don't keep me up at night. I don't know how she says no more caffeine. She's the coffee drinker. I don't drink coffee anymore. I gave it up. That and smoking. It's been a rough time, but I'm getting through it. I'm from Yorkshire. I lived in Yorkshire for I'm just doing the math. 10 years. I lived in it was in Nottinghamshire to me. People speak with Yorkshire. So yeah, I do the Yorkshire. I used to have a bit of a Yorkshire. But yeah, it doesn't stick. No accent really sticks. It just adds to my original accent, which then creates a weird thing. It's the same with Welsh as well. I spent some time in Wales, and then it adds to the Welsh, but a bit. It just keeps evolving. I've been around. I've lived in a lot of places. Um, where am I from originally? That's a question. Yeah, I quit the vaping as well. It was doing me no good. Where am I from originally? I suppose Kent. Kent. Um, well, it's not there anymore. It burned down the actual place. It doesn't exist anymore on the map. But, where are we? Acid Witch. General, please. Bones or Tarot? Intuitive choice. Okay. I'm going to do the Tarot, and we're going to go with this one. And I feel it. I feel it in my waters. Right. All right. Okay. I'm gonna do less chit chat now, guys, because otherwise you're all gonna be waiting a while for your readings. Okay. All right. Temperance, the Blasted Tower, and the Five of Pentacles. The good thing is these last two ones this is for the acid witch, are reversed. Okay, so let's look at temperance here, which is the daughter of reconcilers. To the black and white arrow there, the daughter of reconcilers, temperance. There is a sense of coming back to you. There is control. Yorkshire is beautiful, and Yorkshire tea, best in the world. Now, this it's empowerment, but it's empowerment through discipline of self, setting boundaries. It's like you've learned to set boundaries with others. You've got that down, but now it's about setting boundaries with yourself. Sometimes you high, sometimes that's harder, you know. But it's like, no, I'm doing it, but I'm doing it from a place of love. I set boundaries for myself because it's important. Okay. What comes from this is you have averted something by doing so, by practicing this. The blasted tower, Lord of the host of the mighty, in other words, is reversed, which means that there is an aversion to this. Other people, right now especially, are going through it. There is change for you, yes, but the change is not as great as it would have been. This is because of your newfound forms of discipline, self-control, temperance in its way, in many different ways. How we think, especially. How we think is the one thing that many of us never get down. Because when you say things, it's different. It hurts people. But you just let your brain tell itself what it wants, and it hurts itself. It says negative things. It gets in a rut. Those are the things that I mean is this way of trying to pull yourself out of that, trying to hold yourself accountable for how you think about yourself. So important. But that is how you turn moose piss into lemonade. Okay. The Five of Pentacles is the Lord of material trouble, but it is once again reversed. Okay. So it feels very much like there is this intuitive sense of that I should be working on something, and you basically follow through on that, and it's kind of going to be like, good, well done. That's what we wanted. That's what we got. You're going to be averting um, trouble. Okay, in a sense, there's going to be, I don't know how to put it into words, but basically, you're going to dodge a bullet in a big way, basically, and you're going to be like, thank goodness for that. And it comes from that sense of discipline, allowing what's best for you to actually present itself. It's almost a promise, like you made to yourself. I hope that helps. Who's next here? Kathy, General Orr, pregnancy, birth of Olivia, 2 months left. Well, I don't know if there'll be much to say in the way of like 2 months left. Not you. Yes, I generate a lot of heat when I'm reading. I know, I seriously do. I generate tons of heat when I'm reading. This is why I prefer to read in the winter. Right. Some of these are turned around. It doesn't matter. Oh, there's another one there. Giving her a wash. Almost well. Witch slash Macy's. Right. Concern of safety. Understandable. Understandable. Let's have a look. How many cats and pets? Well, we just lost our dog, Penny. But I have 2 snakes. No, I have 4 snakes, 2 cats, and we have a lot of rabbits in our garden, chipmunks, squirrels, birds. Right. Queen of Pentacles is reversed. The Hangman is reversed. As a matter of fact, all of these are reversed, but they feel right for this. Okay. Here's why. The Queen of Pentacles is reversed. This is almost like a downhill bit. There is that in the way of finance and things like this, and it's all preparation. And I feel that this is probably to do with the birth, the upcoming birth. Okay, the Hangman is reversed, which is nice. That feels that there is the sense of the difficult part is it's kind of over with, there is this sense of relief. And you're not going to really feel that until it happens. But that Queen of Pentacles is it happening. I do feel that it's going to be a little bit earlier than 2 months. I do feel, right? I don't know why, just a bit, just a teeny bit, though, but a little bit. Now, that's all right. That's actually coincides with someone else in date-wise. I don't know why. But that's what it says. Now, the Eight of Cups is reversed. Hello there, Lisborough. And what we have next to it is the Seven of Wands, which means that there's going to be a lot of stuff right now, of emotion, and being overwhelmed by forms of emotions. However, other people are going through that. And right now, what you've done, I don't know why I say this, but what you've done is like draw a curtain around yourself. Be like, no, I don't need I don't need this shit. It's not good. It's not good for this one. It's not good for me. I don't need it. But amongst yourself. That feels like a very good thing, and you're kind of being said like, well done on that. All right. I hope that helps. Where are we now? Tessa. This is Tessa from Tasha. 3:02 a.m. Wow, that's late. Early.
That's when you have to be live. Like 3 to 6 in the morning.
That's all right.
Wait, is it?
Yeah, it's fine. My mum would get up with the kids. You're most welcome. I like being up at night. Waking up in the morning, oh well. Now, let's have a look at this. Tessa. There are constrictions. Guarding. This is you all over, Tessa, to be completely honest. When you read people, you read their energy, you know them, you start to understand a little bit about them, obviously. And this is you. The Eight of Wands is you. It's a very light-hearted means of defense. It's tragic in its own comedy because of what it is and what it stands for, but it's strong and it's efficient and it works. Okay. The Five of Swords is almost that which is going on beneath it. There is this sense of carry on, carry on, carry on. And yet beneath that, there is this kind of chaos. This chaos is kind of like shit, 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 shit. Now, there is availability. This and this means that something here you are avoiding when it comes to you addressing something which may be a problem. And it's because of this rather than this. It's more about the truth of one over the other. Don't start thinking about what your energy is like. Honestly, I'm not going to. The Wheel of Fortune and Temperance. Temperance is going up a lot today. The Wheel of Fortune here is very much things that are beginning to turn. They kind of went on the up, they're going back down, they're going back up, they're slowly going back up again for you. Temperance, however, is almost a sense of regret in some way, as though I wish I'd have done that sooner in some way. There's no point in that form of regret. Address that which makes you uncomfortable, and quicker than you realise, it will be gone and it will go away. I hope that helps. All right, we need to stop taking in thingies now, my love.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like for everyone I'm doing, 3 are coming in. So, and you're still being like, go on, go, and I'm like, no, stop.
Yeah, you're on the list, Ms. Master.
Oh, did you know I love him? You're most welcome. Look at you. Look at you little nose. I'll give it a little rub while he sleeps. Little one. Good boy. Right.
Hey, whoopsie.
Well, we usually give a time. You know, you'll get a time. I'm gonna have to take my hat off. Oh my goodness, that's better. Look at his egg. Right. Ah, Jay Wobbsy. Reading, please. I just started dating someone new and would love some insights since I've been single so long.
You want me to close one time?
If you, it's up to you. If you don't want to and you want to continue, I will do it.
That's what you want to
No. If you want to make the call, make the call.
Why is it on me?
Because then I can you can either feel bad because if I tell you to do it, you'll tell me off, or you'll be like, well, you wanted to stop. If I let you decide, then I can't get flack for it.
Aw, thanks, Beck. Yeah, I got you, Carmela.
Oh shit! You turned over before, and then you turned over again, which leads me to believe. Okay, we'll have a look. Oh, good. Okay. Oh, that's all right. Okay. Fine. All right. So you have been single for so long. This person has not that long. That has come out of a relationship. It seems the Six of Swords is that looking back over my shoulder, and that's exactly the point. They have left something, but there is still an attachment tethered to it. It shows itself again in the Wheel of Fortune. But don't worry, that door is closed. Okay. The sun, very nice. The sun means that there is a possibility for great things. However, you may have to be patient with them in some manner. They are going through things. They have a very strange view of themselves, it feels like. The Nine of Swords is reversed, which is really nice because the Nine of Swords reversed means that there is the end of something. It does come to an end, but you're going to help with that. It doesn't mean that you're a rebound. You know, a rebound may be something like a week, a month, 2 months out of a long term relationship. This is a lot further apart. And yet, this feeling of almost like that's the missing piece. They look at that and they can say, this is what a relationship should be like. This is great. And it's that final closure for them because it proves that it's not them. Someone made them feel like it was them in the past. They probably haven't told you this yet because you wouldn't. It's not an opening game. But it is there. Um, and it's not big, it's not dramatic. It's just sad and that's it. So I hope that helps. So much cooler now without the hair, the hat. I mean, feel very, really very. The second. Oh, good, good. That's fine then. I mean, it's a bit of both, but all right then. Don't worry about it. It's just your body.
I'm asking you. Your what you need to do. You need to tell me. You're the one who-
You could take over for me if I get too tired. All right. Who's next here? Gillian, I can't see the cursors in the way.
Julian Ratliff.
Gillian Ratliff. Are you British? That's a very British name. Probably not British, but it sounds like a British name. Ratliff. See, Graveyard says that they would be all in on an Amanda reading.
No.
I don't know why you fight it, to be
I've
honest.
already taken my bra off. There'll be no readings.
Now I want a reading. If Amanda took over, we'd all go crazy with excitement, see? Right. Gillian Ratliff. Excuse me, I can read.
No.
I think I may have made a wrong turn career-wise. Not sure what to do with myself now. Any advice? Well, what would you do if you were in a car? You'd make a Yui, wouldn't you? Well, that's what I suggest doing. But let's first analyze. Let's have a look and see Well, just see first. Wow, thanks, guys. I really feel appreciated. They are very entertaining. We like Twin Peaks. My goodness.
Oh, no.
The Two of Pentacles sums you up. I may do that. It's been a while since I've gone in drag, but I may do that. Anyways, the Two of Pentacles here sums it up perfectly in the way of financial decision. Okay, because finance is always something we take into account, and we kind of don't want to. We're like, oh yeah, and the money aspect. We can't just do what we want and be excited about doing something with passion. We have to live as well. But it is something we have to take into account. So, and that's the kind of drag of it. All right. Now, the reversal here, funnily enough, all these other ones are reversed, but they feel like they should be that way. The Seven of Pentacles. Okay. I think there's a photo of me in drag somewhere. I can dig one out. I'll put it on the Discord. This Seven of Pentacles reversed means that there is a way of kind of fulfillment that is going against the grain. The Chariot reversed is that which slows down. Things aren't going the way that you want in that same area. You're beginning to dawn on you that things aren't what you thought they would be. Definitely. The Six of Cups is reversed as well. There is almost a longing of something. It's not just what you did before, maybe the people that you did it with or something like that. There's a sense of companionship, camaraderie that is being missed as well. There is a sense of doing something or making decisions and changing things that just suited you better. The Two of Swords is indecision, reversed, and the Seven of Swords is indecision as well in a different manner. Okay, so taking steps backwards aren't always backwards in this case. You don't know if something is wrong for you sometimes until you've made the steps towards it. Honestly, I think you're right, and I think your intuition knows this already as well. And so therefore, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to do what most people do because they're supposed to be grown-ups, which is deny everything and just keep going even though it makes you miserable? Or are you going to change it again because you are courageous, you are brave, and you can? I hope that helps. Life is shorter than people think. Don't waste it doing something you really regret doing. It's not worth it. I promise you. Doesn't it has? Well, I don't have one now. Let's say, but we used to do a thing when I was an archaeologist, where we'd all go out to the charity shops and pick out dresses and stuff, and then we'd all go out in the town together in drag. It was great fun. I used to love doing that. I would have my pipe in my mouth as well, just because it looked weird, but also I smoked a pipe, so it added comical effect. Now, Zing Zappers 628. Zing Zappers 628. I was an archaeologist. It was my great passion, but I kind of had to leave it behind for other reasons, basically moving country and stuff. And I took up my family business, which is this, which I'd done originally before that. Now, navigating issues with parents. Let's have a look here. I'm going to do bones for this one. All right. Let's have a look. Where are you? There you go. Nice. Okay. This is the parent part. Okay. This is you. It's a good place. There is security and happiness here, and there is a change, a transition, and it is passing. It is this phase of change. Now there is love. There is also something in the way of almost like a doubt or worry. Okay. This comes in the way of choice, decisions, standing up almost in some way. Ultimatum, it sounds like. All right. Now, this presses against a truth that is known. And you say with parents, especially, it's almost like I just reject this. I reject this as a reality, and I'm going to just deliberately misinterpret everything. And it's like, no, you're not listening. There's this feeling of like, just listen to me, just listen to me. And it's like, I am listening. It's like, you're not. You're listening to what you think it wants to be or you want it to be. It's not the same thing. This is the past and it represents itself. There is a wisdom. In a sense, it's saying to you, you know that this to be the case. You know that this to be it, that there is a stubbornness almost here. There is a sense of control that was placed upon these, and it comes from an opportunity. And yet, there is worry in this. There is victory in a frustration. In other words, friendship, change, fear. All of these things point to something. When those we are confronted with refuse to heal, even try in some way, then what must we do? We must take the path of healing for them. We separate ourselves from them in some manner. It's hard, it's difficult, but it's necessary. Strength can be found outside of this, where there is love. When it comes to parents, they aren't perfect. They really aren't perfect. And it's hard because you want them to be. Everyone does. As we get older, we realise why they weren't. But for you, stand your ground and hold it. They seem to respond better to it, which is annoying because it tells you more about another person than it does about yourself when you're the one who has to stand your ground. I hope that helps. I see the end inside. Perovici, of course, just a vibe check, general guidance. Thank you guys so much. I'm always happy to get a reading from you. Thank you very much. Very sweet. We got a. It sounds like someone's playing Farmville. I don't remember it. I remember it a bit, but I remember everyone was addicted to it because it came with Facebook, didn't it? And everyone was addicted to it. I thought it's in between the toes. Right, sorry. Meowdy. Yeah, yeah. My mother says the same thing. Now send me this. I'm like, I don't understand. What do you mean? Yeah. Right, Pedovici, let's have a look. I'm gonna do bone cards. I mean, I'm gonna use these cards. That is not yet to be known to you, but we will reveal it later once I set the list. Hello there, Brazil. All right, let's have a look. Nice, nice. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, Ten of Cups. This is lovely. It's great. Okay. There is wholeness, togetherness in some manner. It is you as well. Sorry, well, that was. It is you as well. You are the glue in something, not just a family. It's more than that. You are like the glue that holds things together very much. However, it comes at a cost, and people don't always see that. What that comes as is the world in reverse. That you then have responsibilities, and they're not the kind of responsibilities where it would be. It's very much like it's like, well, oh well, you know, I have to because otherwise I won't feel that. It's moral. It's not in the way of responsibilities because people depend upon you completely, but it's more that you have become expected, right? But you have also done a lot and you have helped. a lot of people who you care about and respect because of it. Now, Seven of Pentacles here is asking, what about me? When is it my turn? This is the thing. It feels like with this, you make things happen for people. But then there is this sense of why not me? Why can't it be me? One of the things here is bad choices in the way of financially, but not just you. It feels like another person who makes bad choices. Um, this that turns around is the Page of Cups. Page of Cups, once again, is this form of emotions. Placing so much in the way of emotions on things feels very much like you're once again being asked to put someone else before what you want again. And there is this feeling of though it's who you are in many ways, but it becomes the burden. It becomes the burden. And you resent it for it. You will begin to resent. So how do you combat it? How do you change this? You make clear, as I said before, boundaries. You make clear boundaries, and then you make sure no one oversteps them. This is the hard thing about boundaries. Okay. When you set a boundary, you can say it. I cut off from people. I do this. I've said this to people. I've made the boundary. But here's the thing that's guaranteed. One day, someone is going to step over that boundary. Now, if you don't do it, if you hesitate, everyone's going to start stepping over. It doesn't mean anything. The boundary is now powerless. So the moment that person steps over that boundary, you have to aim and fire. Basically, you have to tell them what for. You have to say no, and you have to hold your ground as hard as it can be, because that is the defining moment that sets a boundary. Not lining it, not creating it, but actually enforcing it when someone oversteps it. That's the thing that you are going to be called to do. I hope. I'm sorry for calling you. Right, where are we? Morg, Morg Daniel, general reading. Oh, hang on a minute. Have you got your tea, my love? Okay, give us a second. Just pour another one. You're most welcome. There you are. Right, general reading. We're going to do both. There is the crux of something here, and it is upon you. There is the intuition of its presence. The ego is a state of control, and healing can be compromised by it. There is success, a moral victory. There is finance related to it. It feels very much like work or education. But there is this feeling, this weird feeling. It's almost like something is triggering your fight or flight response, but almost daily, like an anxiety, but not an anxiety. Like this feeling as though I should be doing this. I should get this. I don't know. This feels weird. It's plain, very plain there. Now, all we have around you is a truth focused spirit there as well. And this is to do with the past. There is much love. This feels very much like a protective energy that is around you. It could also be lending in the way of this trying to tell you something that there is change needed. All right. But it's change that you must enforce because it's one that you've already accepted. You've accepted something. Now you must change that in the terms of how it happened. Healing is that which is compromised. There is pain, and it comes from a point of security. All right. There is friendship, which offers new possibilities that may take you further onwards, and however, ask of you to give nothing but courage in its return. This lends itself to passion. There is a happiness, but almost a fear of that happiness. A sense of, okay, that seems nice, but what do I have to give up in return? Because it feels like that. It feels like everything that comes, I then hold my breath because something is taken in return. This is a balance. It's a simple balance, but it is not the way the universe actually works. This, this is your doubt, a sense of self-sabotage, always holding on, wondering. This, the mind, forms of strength. Allow yourself to trust. Allow yourself to accept and to move with that which you're being asked. Stop pushing aside your intuitions and these feelings that you're having. They are valid feelings and they are there for a reason. This is a male energy right here, and the male energy itself is gone, it's passed over. It's an older male energy, but it's there and it's saying, you need to move, kid. You need to move. I hope that helps. Oh, I didn't see you there, Momo. Hello. Do not bite the spider plant. I think they're poisonous. Thank you very much. I hope you like it. Bellamy. Oh no, wait. Embracing your grief. My apologies. Embracing your grief. I didn't see you up there. Card reading, please. Partner relationship in the near future. Oh, thank you very much. Now, Bellamy. No, embracing your grief. I said it again. I'm so sorry. Right. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna really have to. I'm gonna have to go through all my cards and turn them all the right way around. Really? No wonder you keep biting the thing and you give us that weird look with your mouth half open. Wire? No, the book. Why? Oh, did you put seed there? No, it's a bit late for him to be gathering seed. No, chipmunk will probably be on it though. Oh, that's cool. Lilies are bad. We actually had some lilies in the house, but they don't really go near them. But it has a fungus on it, doesn't it? I was reading that the other day that has a fungus on it that can really fuck them up. Right, embracing your grief. What do we have here? Okay, there is. This is really weird, but this feeling of needing to defend yourself. It's almost like it's not bad, okay, but it feels like right now everything is very sensitive. It's like a layer of skin almost has been taken off, just a layer to make everything like, ooh, ow. Everything is, it's just like, how are you doing? What are you doing? What do you mean by that? What do you mean? It's boom, boom, boom. It's just, it's explosive. It's like little fireworks all over all the time. It's like, I can't, I can't get any peace with it. Like, no matter what anyone says, what anyone does, it just happens. It stumbles into confrontation. That's what it feels like in the way of the five of the seven of wands. The Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is it is a resolute sense of self. There is fertility behind this card as well, but above all, it feels like there is stress and a lot of stress that piles up on things. And stripping this back, it's going to kind of peter out almost into a what is more important, what is there, um, what matters in a sense, and what is just passing things. The Three of Cups, I will say this to you in the way of someone who has your ear, not a partner's, but your ear isn't necessarily. Good. Their opinion may be valid. What they say may sound like wisdom. However, what they say is careless. You have people who do that. Who people are full of their opinion. Yes. However, what they don't realize is they give away their opinions so readily. It's almost as though there is an ulterior motive to what they're saying. They fill your head with these thoughts, and they backtrack them and kind of so that they all join up for you. They do it all for you, and then they send you away almost. And it's like, hmm, it's known almost, but it still has that effect. Okay? Cutting them off, not out, but off, could help you greatly. The last card is the Ten of Pentacles, which is forms of security in the way of stability as well. There is peace, there is contentment. I hope that helps. Bellamy, dear Mr. Witchman, can I please get a reading about whether or not to write my novel and what's holding me back from just doing the damn thing? Thank you. Well, for starters, you're most welcome. For starters, Bellamy, are there going to be dragons? Because if there isn't, don't bother. Right? Every book should have a dragon in it, even if it's just a passing one in the scenery. A dragon flew by in the scenery. That's enough. Add the dragon. Right. I can't think of one book that wouldn't have been good better without dragon. Pride and Prejudice, dragon, dragon. Mr. Darcy, they say a dragon has been sighted near Kimbleford. Yes, I have heard that also, but I have heard such rumours before, and it wasn't. That'll do. Good, dragon, lovely. Now, let's have a look. Thank you, dragon. Hamlet, but with dragons. Yeah, just the whole cast, dragon. Love it. It's like Toast of London when he tried to do it with just dogs. Right, the devil, the page of wands. You know what they say? The devil makes work for idle hands or thumbs, depending if you watch the show. Anyways, never mind that. The devil. Procrastination is one of them. Exhaustion is another one. And you have to give yourself credit for that. You have to give yourself accountability for it. You're tired. It's hard. I'm trying to write a book as well. And to be honest, I don't have the bloody time to sit down and write. Some people are like, oh, yes, I wrote a book. Yeah, 6 months it took me. Do you not have a life? Do you not have a job? Do you not, you know what I mean? Like, I struggle to sit there and type away with my fingers like an old man. Anyway, so give yourself a chance. Okay. Yeah, there's that to it too. The Page of Wands, creatively, journeys. The get up and the go. Things change. There are certain restrictions that are going to be lifted for you. Cat Hat does need a dragon. I love it. This, honestly, confidence. Confidence is what this says. For you, confidence is a key thing as well. Oh, I'll write a book. I really should write that book. It's a great book. It's a great idea. But would I do it justice? Have you ever thought about that before? It's like, it's a great idea. I've got it all there. Maybe someone else should do it. No, you should do it. It's yours. But you need to do it. You need to believe that you can do it. Take that. It's a resolute thing. Page of Cups. Share it. Talk about it more with people. Talk about it with someone who gets excited and helps you. The soundboards with you. Don't just write it down. The reason why you need that motivation, you need that thing to be like, yes, this is worth my time and energy. This is something I need to do. Let's go. And you need someone there to cheer you on about it. So choose that person, talk to someone, and about what you want to do and what you want to write, and go through the story with them because it does help. I hope that helps. Oh, it's not a heart attack, it's COVID pain.
Hang out with sleep, Randy.
Oh,
Oh,
Give it a second, it will go. It's not the heart. It's too far up. It goes right through there. Right through to the back. Long haul COVID is a bitch, but it's getting better. I'm getting better every day, and now I'm taking Wolverine tablets. That's what they call them. They've nicknamed them the Wolverine tablets. I've got a huge what? Oh, Hugh Jackman.
Wait.
I could just like shave this bit. Can't, mate.
Full head of hair, that one.
Well,
Oh, I love your bald head. It smells like a baby.
it does smell like a baby, doesn't it? It's my gift. If ever I'm threatened, I just give off the baby pheromone, and then they're like, "Oh," and then people just nestle me. Many times, people have confronted me. Big men have confronted me, only for me to release my pheromone and then find myself being cradled by them. And I'm like, I'll wait until they fall asleep. Skulk away.
Sneak away. Run on your field.
Yeah, exactly.
Run, you run.
Right. Well, yeah, no, they call them the one BP 7157 something, but they basically boost your body to heal. They give them to people for like organ failure and stuff like that, and it kind of rejuvenates things, heal very fast. Um, yeah, so we give it a go. Someone recommended them. A doctor recommended them who was talking about long haul COVID and was like, "These can help a lot." We found in tests. I'll give it a go. Right, rain showers. Dealer's choice. I'd love to know what my guide spirits think are the biggest things for me to work on through. Okay, things to improve upon. Hello, rain shower. All right. Giant eyeball. Right. Well, um, okay. Yeah. Okay. Overthinking is the first thing that you should really um, work on. Okay. Overthinking is really difficult because it's a bit like a horse just going mental and running off. All right. It's just, you can't just be like stop. You're going to get crammed. You have to kind of slowly try and coerce it away and off to the side somewhere where it can naturally slow down. Do you know what I mean? You can't just stand in front and go, "Ah." That's the same thing. It takes time. Holding yourself accountable is almost impossible. I'll give you an example here. I realized I had to stop smoking cigarettes. I used to roll my own cigarettes, as what people do in England, because it's almost impossible to afford to smoke otherwise. Um, and I liked it. But I used to roll my own. But it got to the point where I would roll a cigarette, light it, put it down, and then I'd roll another one and light it, forgetting that I just rolled one. You do it so mindlessly. It got to the point where it was just like cigarette, cigarette, cigarette. Not even didn't even know how many I smoked. So the only way that you can actually keep a handle on it and stop and control that is by constantly holding myself accountable. So as soon as I say no, I'm not having a cigarette, that's it. And I would make myself go like an hour without a cigarette. It was bloody hell at first. But over time, you get acclimatized to it. You start to take control more. And you realize you're not sitting there kind of biting your nails because it's been 20 minutes. It's been a day, and then it's been a week, and then it's been a month. And occasionally you might get the craving, but then it goes. And it's the same when you think. When you overthink about things and you worry about things, it's like how on earth how can you stop overthinking in exactly the same way? You say no. When you do, I'm going to give you a tip here. Do something that is a trigger. You know how you have triggers in life, like this. Pull your finger. That's it. Find yourself overthinking. The moment you become aware that you are doing it, pull your finger and then say, "No, I'm going to stop." And you focus on one thing, anything, a flower, the image of waves moving over in your head, anything. Okay, a sense of justice, going back on those things in the way of overthinking, regrets, how you would do things differently, are damaging for you as well. There's no point. You can't change them. Just don't talk to yourself. That's it. Done. Okay. The King of Swords and the Seven of Cups, both of these, once again, is almost obsessions, I would say. It's not like obsessive, but hyper focusing on certain things. It's a way of dealing with something or going through something is by hyper focusing on one thing. It just makes everything else when you feel overwhelmed easy. Those things are easy in small steps to combat and to change, and you will feel better for it. I hope that's it. Heather Lavender, Bone Reed, particularly to the feet. Right, Bone Reed, your most welcome. There is decision here, and you find yourself caught within it. That in the way of choice, but not sacrifice. There is finance, and a matter of the past of which finance is held. This on one choice is a group of others. There is a feeling as though there is not a gel with this group of others, and yet there is forms of passions and frustration. On this side of things, there is intuition, there is security, but there is also this feeling of it's down to you, only you in this way. If there is something that goes wrong, it's down to you, and you have to own that. That is the difference. It feels very much like there's this, which is almost feels like commercial, corporate, or private. That's the two choices in some way, as though joining in on something and lending energy to a route or carving out your own. Here, there is happiness, hopes, there is also confrontation. There is opportunities to achieve something without having to almost side with it. Um, this, the mind, sense of control, what comes from it, healing is very big, especially when it concerns love. Healing is very big there. There is also a pain regarding someone who was close to you. This is a big thing also. But there is courage and strength. Caught between this is that sense of almost an absence of someone, the loss of someone. This healing and love is there, and it's contending with change, not wanting to have to, but it's there. This there is there is a triumph. It may come with an anxiety, but it is a triumph. Spiritually speaking, it's big, it's very big. It is an almost a new kind of level up, one where something is nowhere near as bad as it seems because you're no longer the person you was. Fear, when you're afraid of those things, you look at it the same fear, the same way like kids are afraid of something, and you may be growing up with that same fear of it as a child. But then when it happens, you realise this isn't actually scary at all. I've just had the fear of what it was as a child. That same feeling. Where are we, mother?
Songbird.
Songbird Seeker 87 owns. See what you see. Trees. Right, let's have a look. The self finds itself upon you're most welcome. Remember. The self finds itself upon the North Road. This is the road of speculation, thought, and hope. There is control upon this. However, change and fear. Plans are in motion. Plans are held on to, and you get closer to them. The problem is the closer you get to plans, the scarier it becomes. Fear is here also. There is security and doubt within it. Happiness is there still, and that is why you find yourself still upon the North Road. The north heads to the south. There is nothing there that may come of it. That doesn't mean it's bad, however. It means it gets you where you think you're going. Life is full of things like that. They take us where we think we're going. They never actually intend to get us to that place. It's just to get us to comply with what we think is going to happen. And then life takes us down a completely different route. This, this is success. There has been a success already. There will be another before long. There is confrontation, communication, strength is shown, ego is overruled, and moral high ground is held. It is important for you. It is a victory for you. Here, there is truth, there is passion, there is others, family perhaps, and wisdom, accountability especially. Here, opportunity is remet. You get a do over in something almost, another opportunity to get something right, to go slow and heal through it. It does affect love greatly. Mm, I hope that helps. Now, where are we here? Creating Carmela. This is from Spirit. Hang on a minute. All right. Then. Hello, Creating Carmela. You're most welcome. Secret. Now, these are the medieval tarot. They're quite interesting. All right. You're right. You want to keep going or not? All right then. If you want to give me a pinch of snuff, I'll be raring to go. No, I didn't think you were bloody usually. Give me another patch. I'll lick it. Right. All right. Who's this for? Creating Carmela. There you are. You just said there. You sent me the butterflies. Okay. I held you in my mind, and then it was gone. And then when I looked, it had disappeared, and I was like, "Oh no!" Right. There is a celebration ahead of you. I do not know if it's a celebration or a gathering, but it's there. However, the Three of Swords is here, and it is reversed. What you expect it to be will not be. What you expect it to be will not be. You are rising above something. There are people here who try to bait you, who try to keep you outside of a circle in some way, and it doesn't work. There is an obligation almost to make appearance in some form. Family matters, perhaps, I don't. However, you sail past it. It will be easier for you this time. Why? You have a new ally. The Page of Swords, this Newty boy. The Page of Swords is the ally. It is that which is hidden. I'm going to almost say it feels like a dark aspect, a feminine dark aspect. And I don't know why it does. Um, I don't know. It just feels that way. I can't explain it. Now, the Seven of Cups is reversed here. There is that which you think you want, there is that which people have told you you want, and there is that which others want. All of these things. Hecate, I did think that originally. I saw the moon there and it was like, but I don't like putting a definite name on such things in readings like that. But yeah, a dark female aspect. The Seven of Cups. In the way of protection, definitely. And there is, as I said, those things that you think you know, that you think you want, the people that think that you want, and all of those things are completely wrong in so many ways. And it's all, honestly, it's like someone is saying, "Let me show you what it is you want. Let me show you, like you have in your mind what you want. You don't know what it means in the way of the steps to get to that. So let me show you." And it's kind of like you're being asked to trust this intuition of being like going with it. But this once again, water off a duck's back thing, this form of a gathering with people that is coming, and it's like, I'm gonna walk it. I'm gonna walk it. It's fine. They don't mean anything. They're literally particles of dust that part in my wake. That's it. Um, they will be shown to you in a much smaller scope of what they are than before. And I think it's down to that energy as well. I hope that helps. Miss Monster, general reading. I almost got Moo. I almost got Moo. She's slippery like an eel. Right, Miss Monster, I'm going to give you these cards. Yes. Did you like dinner? You know, I think that would have been much nicer if I'd done some like naan with it or chapatis. I think that would have been better. Like, but it takes a long time, and you have to kind of put the yogurt and stuff in the flour and the dough, and then you have to let it sit in the fridge forever. So there wasn't enough time. But I could have made chapatis or rotis or something, but I ain't got time for that. Do you think that would do well here? Okay, Miss Monster, let's have a look and see what we've got here. This is based. These cards are based. This tarot is based on mythologies and folk tales from around the world. They're pretty cool cards. So we have the Tower, which looks very much like the beacons in Lord of the Rings, but nevertheless, the Tower. Oh, it's Rapunzel. I just noticed the hair. Right, the Tower. What is the Tower? What do we not like the Tower again? Because the Tower means change. The universe and the chaos thing that I said before, the agent of the universe is chaos, is change. The backs are very nice, actually, aren't they? And that's what this is here. There is change. To be honest, there is change on the scale for everyone right now. We're all kind of going through it. People are like, oh, I don't believe in this universe. Really? You're living through it right now. You not noticed that everyone else is struggling too? You know, um, it's just one of those things. It's the ebb and flow of life. Keeps things interesting. All right. Now, the chariot, things speeding up. This is news for you, but things are going to keep going like this. But there is a reason. The Six of Cups is the giving gift. There is togetherness. It comes in the way of an omen, but a good one. For there is resilience. The sun, Horus, the sun is that which finally comes. And there is going to be a problem because now what we have here is the Eight of Swords, which is rather a gruesome one in some respects, but the Eight of Swords here is resilience. It is hardships that have been done, and then there is healing that has come from it. There is worries, things like this. It's almost as though this is happening now and it's doing a number on you, but you must have faith. This is the problem. When life throws a load of shit at us and we get through it, we're left with almost a PTSD from it. So we can't even enjoy it when it's gone because we're like, oh no, like one's that we're just waiting for the next, and we prepare and we try and take a sense of control. You're being asked not to. You're being asked to simply take it as it comes because there is good change, and it doesn't feel like the change will be good right now. But I promise you, it will be. It will be. I hope that helps. Toes. Look at his little toes. Oh, he's awake. Hey, how are you, little sausage? Anyways, um, eat well. 38. Bone reading. Where were these? Over here. I feel like they were over there. All right. Made the cat jump. Ah, look at this inside here. Security is in the form of healing. You are going to be tested in some manner here. Here is the self. There is money, good money here, forms of happiness that come from it. There is change. There is doubt over change that leads to fear in the way of choice, being put very much on the spot. Remember, however, this there is success and then there are others. Do not choose that in which others are doing. Do not choose to go in with the crowd, the sheep, all right? You are being given the opportunity to stand out amongst them, and by doing so, success follows. Security in yourself in the way of healing means that you do not need the approval of others for this any longer. You will be reminded of this soon when faced with the choice. Here, opportunity leads to a form of friendship or partnership. This seems to have elements of leverage or control over something in the way of a situation, working together, being reunited in some way or in closer ways. Here, there is strength. The ego has a hold on something here, and there is this to grapple with. It's almost like being triggered of the past. There is pain, there is confrontation, but all of those things are surpassed by love and passion. It's almost as though there is a tumultuous phase that needs to happen. Stuff needs to be aired, and it builds, and all the while holding on to the resilience of this security, this sense of self and peace of self, and peace of mind is very important. Do not lose that. Oh, he's up. He's up. Look at him. Who are you looking at, boy? There's no one there.
They are just fake.
No, there isn't. They're all asleep right now.
Mhm.
Look at you, little look at your hand. Get your handsome boy. Get your handsome boy. You've got something on your head, though. No, I don't know what that is. Right, who's next here? Thanks to Tiny Savage. It is you. The potential baby thing or general whatever you want, Papa. Also, bones, please, unless you want certain cup. No, bones is fine. You're most welcome. Eat well. Bones is fine. Let's do this. I'm not sure if I'm getting on well with this shell. It's just a bit big, and I don't like the way it casts. It feels different, and I've been used to my shell for so long. Can I have my shell back? It should be there. Oh, well, it's about somewhere. It is shiny. It's much shinier than my old shell. It's also a lot bigger, so you have to really oomph to cast it. It doesn't feel natural. I'm being a bit of a dummy about it, but there are certain things I like to show when it comes to how I cast. But this works. It works. It works. Still cast. Just getting used to it. Don't like. Don't like change. All right. Anyways, it's change. All right then. Next to Tiny Savage. Let's have a look. Self, nice placement. There is the East Road, there is the North Road, and you find yourself leaning towards that and thought you will be coming more towards the East in time. This is where security, financial forms of security, a talk that you really don't want to have, but someone keeps putting off in the way of closeness. This, once again, is healing, but there is the exposure of something that is a frustration. Something must be aired in this manner. Happiness is not compromised, but may rescind a little bit, while there is a balance, and that's kind of why the whole thing about airing. The past meets a form of frustration, a stagnation even. Here, there is success in this way. Something wins out of it. Doubts. There are some concerns. The thing is, I'll be honest with you, is that it feels very much this like you've had a conversation with everyone but the person you need to have the conversation with. They're over here. That's what it feels like. There is strength and there is change. However, the change is good. Love is there, strength and bond is there, and from that, life may find itself. There are opportunities, but it requires courage from more than just yourself. There is pain, but it can be overcome. Communication, communication. I hope that helps. I'm now catalyst, almost cooking in pajamas. The best way. Um, how, when to take action regarding very fraught situation. All options feel wrong. That's the worst thing is when all the options. But there's still options, so we have to look at what has the least damage. Hmm? Hello, hello, and yes, the best way to cook. It is, isn't it? Right, let's have a look here. Hello, Earth Wanderer. I haven't seen you in a while, I believe. I don't think we are actually. We're not taking readings anymore. We closed the lines for a while because I was knackered and I need to go to bed. Now, no, you know what I've really been craving for like a week now? Baklava with pistachio. Yeah, I really. Oh, I hope you're well as well. We're doing all right. We're getting through it, pancakes in each of the Jason place. Yeah, I really been craving baklava. It's fairly easy to make. Let's go and get some pheno pastry. You know, I might do that. It's not a bad sweet thing to have for after meals with the kids and stuff. Do you think? Better than like bready stuff. Well, it is bready, but it's phyllo pastry, so it's mainly just paper. It's not paper, obviously, but you know what I mean. Anyways, let's have a look. Ten of vessels, page of stones, seven of stones. It's mainly air. That's what they say about popcorn. It's mainly air. Have more. Um, and the ancestor is reversed. The ancestor reversed is your situation in the way of there is no option here that is best for you. There is no guaranteed thing. Oh, look, she's back. Well, she's here. You know what I mean. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that. Now, the Ten of Vessels is happiness. Okay, as you can see, it says it there, happiness. And honestly, this is you in the way of your goal. Okay, that's that. This is your goal. This is what you want ultimately. The Page of Stones is the links. It means cunning and guile. It almost feels like there are certain things here that are close to a solution for you, and yet morally not as easy. There is a sense of I cannot allow too much in the way of information through. There are things that almost risky in a way for me, morally too. Okay. The Seven of Stones is a way of healing. Here's the thing. People talk about spiritual means and they're full of shit. They are. There's who the fuck is anyone to decide what someone's motive for things are? For how they go about something, the choices that they make and the damage that is caused. It doesn't work like that. Oh, all of a sudden you carry that burden. All of a sudden there's some karmic law that means you have to pay penance for something you didn't even know you were doing. No, it doesn't work like that. It's bullshit. All right. I'm sorry, but it is. It doesn't work like that. It's boiling something down to its bare parts as an eye for an eye. The universe is so much more complex than that. Let's not kind of do it an injustice. So, in this way, you are basically have to look after you. That's it. Okay. The Seven of Stones is healing in this part. And it feels very much like you're trying to find a way through this without causing too much in the way of stress. The ancestor reversed. I'll show you the ancestor there, but it's reversed. So the ancestor reversed is almost like, honestly, everything's telling you no and to wait, but you're like, I can't wait. I don't know what to do. The Ace of Stones is the foundation of life. Once again, the weight. Hold firm, stay rooted in some way. The Two of Vessels is that in the way of attraction. Keep willing something, keep rooting for something. There is a feeling as though something's not over yet, that all the chips have yet to be fallen. The Green Woman is here, and this feels like your champion almost. The Green Woman is wisdom through forms of trial and healing. Okay, pain is that which often bore life, and life is that which often bore pain. It is the cycle of that of the Green Woman, and yet encompasses everything. For you, I genuinely think that there is no easy option, as you say here, but there is one that for you makes you feel better, helps you come out better, helps you heal from it better, and gives you almost this sense of being able to breathe, like you're coming up for air. You have to do what is right for you in many situations, and that can be very hard, especially when there is no real way of not damaging things to do so. It's a very tough subject, but for the time being, try to put that off because all the chips have not yet fallen. I don't feel like they have. It feels like there's an external catalyst, a person here who is yet to show a hand in some way, and I don't know why or how, but that's what I feel. I hope that helps. Quintilla the Hun. Phone reading, please. TikTok live. New kitty. No, same one. It just changes colour and it grows on our back. Little sausage. She has the pink paws, but she's also a bit mad and slightly vicious. She means well, don't you, dear? Don't touch me. Don't touch. Get off me. Go, all right. All right. Just there. Right. Anyways, sorry. You're most welcome. Now, phone reading, please. TikTok live. Okay. Point you down here. Quintilla the Hun. This is for you. Wow. There is big change here. This right on the edge of the precipice of the eastern road means new things coming in or new going into new things. There is love here directly ahead of you. This is the first to be affected, and yet it is good. There is something here in the way of work or education. There is great opportunity. There is also a sense of accomplishment and success regarding others, which may be family. These all kind of culminate to create change and give way to something. But what and how? There is an exposure in the way of feelings, your own feelings, being heard, especially, and relaying your feelings to those things. Um, that's very important, and that's something that may be overlooked, which won't be for long. There is security, there is confrontation, there is pain, and there is the past. Something old is addressed because of new things triggering it, new directions being forced into that way. There is this, which is a happiness, and it is a goal almost rather than a state. That's good because that's what directs you to it. Here, change. There is a lot of change here. It's all about the change. There is fear regarding another. Someone who is very close to you is afraid, but does not show it, cannot show it. This in the way of ultimatums and choice. There's like I have to change or it has to be this. And it's like you don't. It can be neither. It can be all of them. You don't have to do it alone. They need they need you to kind of explain this to let them know this because they honestly feel that it feels like pride, to be honest, stubbornness as well. There's just like, no, I've got this, I've got this. Like, you don't have this. Look at you, you're falling apart. Like, just just accept it and know that I'm here. But they won't because they're stubborn. Courage in this sense, I don't know. It's fleeting, but it's there. Honestly, this this tackling this problem here. It's like life is trying to get you to resolve something, to admit or confess that something isn't quite right. And it's like, it is and it's fine, but at the same time, if you just admit it, you will see it there for what it is, a simple thing, a simple admittance which leads to peace, to tranquility. But it's blown out of proportion by other people as well. It's very strange. I hope that helps. All right.
That's it.
That's it.
Hey, Catherine, thanks for joining the Patreon if you're still here.
Oh, thank you for joining me. Yeah, I should have told people about that before. Oh, thank you. You're most welcome. Now, I am off to the land of Nod, up the apples and pears, up the wooden hills to Bedlam. Although we live in a bungalow, so there's no wood here. Have a good night yourself. Goodbye, everybody. Love you all. Ah, are we off to YouTube? Oh no, we're still there. Well, look, very pink on the YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
Bye bye, YouTube. Blimey, no one's seen that. No one's